Do not resist.
Okay, so we are
Now
picking things up.
recording.
Let's get the music to the right level here.
I like that.
There we go. We're picking things
You're
up in the
gonna be
Highlands,
dealing with
the
a fact.
Ginseng Night
I'm gonna be
Market, to be
recording you.
precise, a very
Sounds
popular,
like a fun.
growing area that is home to a variety of quite unique stalls, seeing as just the variety of nature and produce produced in Siabsungkoh is of high quality. You see a lot of kind of giant fruits and vegetables that grow. That are said to grow because of how in contact the people are with the land and how the spirits of the land give these foods extra nutrients. It's supposed to be a kind of reciprocal existence here. In recent years, however, the night market has started to expand. You can see various kind of markings on the ground where it used to encompass and now has these sprawling outer settlements and stalls trying to bring in new goods. A variety of people coming in from the outer edges or possibly even from the Radiant Citadel and the other civilizations. But you came here to solve some disputes, and you did so between the Zangun family and the Tianmo family. Uh, Unfortunately, there was a bit of problems with the Spicy brothers, but you solved this and you worked together to bring peace back to these merchant families as much as possible. In doing so, you learnt a bit of the spirits of the land and how people often give tribute, and you purchased some food that would be worthy of giving tribute. And I believe you planned on heading up to the mountain to leave this at a local offering site that you heard of. No problem. Yes, you did hear there were problems near the villages
As
that
well as
lie along
those
the Lynx
mountain
River.
things.
Yeah, there was unrest among the spirits in the river there, causing problems for the towns. Yeah, for our new person joining us, this is what the players found. There were the Spicy brothers. One of them was harbor. What's the word I'm looking for? Harboring. Thank you. He was harboring a bunch of these creatures, fake creatures that can turn invisible, and he was using them to pull pranks on his business opponents, with the hope of lowering the market value of their shops. Not
Yeah,
very good,
that's
but
right. Excuse me,
thankfully he didn't
I'm a little
resort
bit
to
under the weather
murder or
today.
yeah,
But
and he
there was
wouldn't have got
also
away with it
something
if it
about
wasn't
sick
for you meddling
fish
kids.
somewhere.
But in the yeah, that's true. So one thing before we start is just I'd like everyone to make sure that your name in Roll20 is your character name.
he would have
How
got away
Brickdom
with
has
it
it,
if it
how
wasn't
Daggett has
for
it.
us. And wouldn't
Just
have,
I
but
think it's
it's
just
quite funny.
Royaldar and
Because
our new player.
we've made the entire town think that they are the guys that
That's
fucking
weird.
sold.
Oh, display name. All right.
Yeah, I just see Ramdar. That's weird. Okay. No, this should just show
No,
the
I
display name
changed
in your
it.
Roll20
I changed
settings.
it like 3 days ago.
Good at making
Mine's now
curry, bad at
Makari in
crime.
brackets Roy.
Yes, Roll20.
Have you got it set
Check
so you
at-
can see
check at the
nicknames?
bottom
Because I'm
underneath
not
this
changing
video.
my entire name on all of Discord to Makari for this.
Harboring?
Roll20, not
Change it.
Discord.
Oh, Roll20. I thought I'd already done that as well.
Perfect. Thank you.
I have not. 1 second.
And then one more thing. Osmodai. Is that how you pronounce it? Osmodai?
Yeah, at Osmode.
Osmodai. Do you have the extension that
I'm-
allows you to roll into our game here from Indie Beyond? It's called. I meant to tell you beforehand. I completely slipped my mind. It's called Beyond 20, or there's one or two others that are used.
Let me look it up.
Yeah, grab that on the Chrome store. It'll allow you to roll straight from your character sheet into our game.
2 seconds. You can continue.
No problem.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So you guys have the winlings in tow. You've got them. They were given to you in kind of wicker cages. It's up to you to keep them in there, or if you would trust them to stay with you. I don't know if any of you speak Sylvan. Otherwise, you're going to struggle to communicate with these creatures, besides basic gesturing and stuff. But as for your trip to the base of the Avern Mountain, that looks to be about a 9-hour trip through the meandering forest paths that they've created over the years. No, wait, did I get that right? I wrote it down here. Yes. No. 3 hours, sorry. It's 9 miles. That's right. 3 hours just to reach the base of the Avern Mountain, where the path leads up to the forest shrine, so to speak, where these people give tribute normally. They typically live in the mountains. You're
And
not
that's
sure if they
to
came
where?
from the Avern Mountain or any one of the surrounding mountain ranges, but they
Okay.
would find a home there definitely. Actually, he would have told you. Yeah, they would have come from the one of the bases of the Avern Mountains, kind of one of
Okay.
the side peaks.
And are you saying that's where
Uh,
these
Real
monkey
quick, I got the
creatures came from?
extensions, and I set
Yes.
it up. How do I roll now?
Iterate, so it updates the algorithm. Yeah. And then on the D&D Beyond, if you go into spells or attacks or whatever it is, you click on the spell or the attack, and on the side it pops up like a bar, and it says either display on in VTT or you can do cast spell slot.
So do you want to display on VTT?
I'm not
what?
sure what that means.
VTT is the virtual tabletop. It's the Roll20 tabletop.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you want to send your rolls to the VTT, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, essentially.
Okay. Are you stuck before that step? Are you understanding what
I'm
they were
just on
saying?
the Beyond 20 quick settings, and then it has the setup, and I don't see anything about like sending it over.
Oh, so no, for the quick settings, personally, what I do is I do never whisper, um, normal rolls, and I don't change anything else from there. From there, you don't have to do anything
Make
else.
sure
It's
you
just
click
when you're
on
on your character sheet.
Yeah. I
features
see like a little blue square pop up,
and
Yeah.
and then I click that, I guess.
Okay,
yes.
yeah, we see something from you here.
Thank
Green
you.
Flame Blade for 4
Yep.
damage.
Okay,
I don't see
cool.
I don't see an attack roll though, and you didn't roll it. It looks like it just did 4. I don't know if it actually rolled.
Did it
Is
not
that?
roll?
Yeah,
Just
it's not rolling. It's doing just 4 damage.
that is strange.
Yeah, I don't know
I
why
put it
it's
on
doing.
normal rolls.
Did he have to like move his character sheet over to the campaign you guys linked earlier from Bill?
Yeah, it's on the game.
Okay, you've
I-
done that.
I don't need to do that. Like mine isn't there.
Okay.
If you go on your spells and you click the green flame blade, but don't click on the blue, it'll pop up another bar on the side.
Oh, okay. Cast on.
Yeah. Oh, it's
It
not
looks like it's
doing.
been set up incorrectly or something. Could you send me a link to your character sheet? Maybe I could take a look.
Yeah, sure. I'll try a different spell just in case. Here you go. Try.
Yeah, try something else. Plus, we can always sort it out in a bit. There's no rush.
Yeah, I'll try catapult. Oh, now the dice are falling on my screen.
Oh, that's because you have
Nice.
the. That's it. I guess you have. So if you go into the quick settings, you can disable the digital dice.
Yeah, I'd like that. They fell down like 2 frames per second.
Yeah, it's a bit annoying.
Okay, this looked like it rolled though, from what I can see.
Yeah, it did. It rolled.
Deck save. Okay, So it looks like just Green Flame Blade has got issues there, but that's fine for now.
Okay.
Normal attack. Yeah.
Oh, I see.
I think for Green Flame Blade, what you have to do is you need to do a macro for it on Roll20 to make it both do the weapon attack and the damage, and also the damage of the Green Flame Blade.
We can figure that out later.
Yeah.
Well, I don't own all the compendium stuff, and he has it on D&D Beyond. That's pretty much it.
I am curious. What benefits do you get from setting up your character
Correct.
sheet on D&D Beyond
All right, so carrying on with the
rather than
adventure,
setting up on Roll20
you
with all the
guys
compendium stuff? they've
are
got?
now you finished off quite late in the night here. You were offered a stall to sleep in
Okay.
by the Zangoon family for a place you could
Okay.
rest.
So I'm not
if you
missing
want to
out on
start
anything
fresh in
then
the
because
morning,
I've got
that's
all the
up to you.
compendium stuff.
Yeah.
The market is
I
starting
think
to close down.
Yeah, I think it would be best if we
Actually, that
travel
just
fully
activates
after
that
we have fully
spell,
rested.
and until you actually have to
Well,
roll
it's a
your
beautiful
to
place
hit
to have a
with
night's rest.
your
Kind of as you look around,
weapon.
you can still hear a bit of the wildlife in the distance. I mean, the trees don't start too far away, and you're rimmed by this beautiful line of mountains that are illuminated by the lua pop flowers that are native here. It's kind of blue, this blue glow that is just on the horizon. Looks like the sun's almost about to rise, giving light to the sky, but it's a strange effect. Regardless, you're given fairly Spartan accommodations, just a bedroll on the ground, a place to kind of pass out in a group in relative privacy. Are you guys keeping watch, or this isn't a very obviously dangerous place? Are you just going to bed? Okay, perfect. So anyone who wants to to take watch, please give me a perception check. If you're doing anything else for the night, give me those rolls as well. Otherwise, you guys are going to retire a couple of tents back from the Zangoon family seafood. You can hear them kind of serving the last couple of people, cries for the food collection, the smells of the seafood frying coming through the air. Looks like Bakari's doing a bit of painting. Nice. All right.
Oh,
Ouch.
Well, that's a con saving throw.
Yep, I'm going to paint those mountains you just described because they sound cool. And I'm also going to mop up coffee.
So
that I've
besides
just-
the kind of moans of Bakari into the night as
that's
he
really
pours
hot
some
and
beverage
it's
on
just
himself
reached
in
the lap.
background while
That's not
painting,
good.
the general market ambience. I mean, you guys get here quite late. You were doing this.
I just failed it. I failed it. It's that one, guys. That
You
one.
get to bed in the early hours of the morning. Waking up, the sun has already risen, and you can hear people starting to go along their day
Just
jobs.
because
The market
I
doesn't
think
really
I don't
doesn't
wouldn't
really
want
run until the
anybody
sun goes down again.
releasing
And lots of people return to
re-releasing
their homes in the outer
the
districts,
creatures.
go farming,
I'll
fishing,
take the first watch.
clean up, prepare for the night's work. But it looks to be a ghost of his former self, and no one besides a couple of food stalls are selling anything. But regardless, as you wake up and kind of groggily step out onto the cobble paths that lead to the Zangoon family seafood, you see Mistress Zangoon herself, this voluptuous head of family, the kobold matron, that is busy directing someone. And as you guys kind of file out onto the pathway, you can see she looks to be pointing towards you, and you see someone walking towards you after this. Now, Osmodai, please describe what your character looks like to the party.
Osmodee looks like a about salmon red skin tiefling. She has longish black hair with a red sheen to it. She's wearing a kind of light armorish garbs with a cloak surrounding her shoulders, and on her back she has a short spear with her focus, her arcanic focus on the pommel of it.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So now, as you've been asking around the night market for the figures that were sent to help from the Radiant Citadel on behalf of the shield bearers, you've got the kind of permission slip from Commander Hosnum, giving them slight authority to act on the shield bearers' behalf, because the shield bearers are. They have to remain impartial. They serve the Radiant Citadel first and foremost, and they try not to get involved between the little spats between the civilizations. So you understand why he sent this force of people out here. It's possible they could, kind of operate outside of the shield bearers' jurisdiction, so to speak. And you've been given the notes to prove it, and you've been asked by Commander Hosnim to aid them if you can, and you're going to be kind of working as like a liaison between the shield bearers and this group, and maybe some of the other groups that start to work freelance for the Citadel.
Alrighty.
So you've got basically a letter of office to hand them that they can use within reason. But regardless, you guys see this tiefling approaching. Madame Zangoon waving in the background as she's definitely kind of steered this person towards you. Just a brief kind of introduction to the rest of the party here. So I think let's just start briefly. Bricktop, what does he see when he looks at you?
So Bricktop is not aware of what's going on around him. He's just kind of daydreaming and looking off. Whenever Osmodee walks up, it's not until Bricktop, or she's right there at them that Bricktop notices and just kind of gives a startled jump. Bricktop is a thinner looking and a little shorter than
figure,
normal
but maybe more stout
dwarf,
of frame. You
wearing
see
just very
also a more armored figure.
oddly
Daggett.
mismatched
Daggett, what do you look
clothing, and a monocle on one eye that has no
I can't hear you
glass
if you're
in it.
speaking. Daggett, you with us?
Yep, sorry. Yeah, you see, pretty average height dwarf with long white, long red hair with a bit of speckled white here and there, and a long bearded beard. Sorry, braided beard.
Nice.
He's wearing chainmail, and he's has a shield and a mace to his side. Mace, right? Yeah. Yeah. And you see holy symbol on his shield. It's where was it? Excuse me.
The flower springing forth from rocky earth.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay.
So they're surrounded by a couple of figures, tall and short. You see another fairly short figure as far as the population around here goes, in the form of Makari. What do you look like, Makari?
Okay. For you, you see, he's about 3'5". He's got a this kind of like vicious smile, almost always on his face, with sharp, pointy teeth. Though at some points it's disarming, at some points it's malicious. It's hard to tell. He's hard to get a reading on. He's obviously green-skinned, long-eared, no nose. He wears some basic armor at the minute, though he's probably looking to upgrade. And he also has a bandolier strapped around his chest. Within it, he has inks, paints, and paintbrushes.
All right.
And the other
then onto one
noteworthy
of the
thing
tallest members of the
is
group
the
before going
fact
down again.
that
You see
he looks
what
like
to
he
be
has
a bit
a
of orcish
sigil
figure, ogreish.
kind of like made into his armor, so he's clearly some kind of paladin order. Though, if you ask him what order, he probably won't tell you.
Alrighty.
And then off to the side, also quite a slight figure, almost staying out of notice, Kitara.
Ogrish
It is
is
also worth noting that Makari
very
is normally found sat on
half-orc
Ogrish's shoulder.
fighter. He
Because
carries
he hasn't got a mount right now,
warpick
and he is the official
shield
mount.
and wears a very fancy hat. When you look at him at first, he might appear to be pretty intimidating, but upon closer inspection, he's clearly good-natured. And he would take interest in the letter of introduction, to be sure.
Okay.
Nice. So a variety of people, but you've been pretty used to that. It's a melting pot of mingling of societies. I mean, the 12 civilizations that make up the Radiant Citadel aren't necessarily single races each. For example, Siabsungkoh here is a variety of people. Goblins, dragonborn, humans, gnomes, dwarves. This is quite a healthy mix. But yeah, regardless, you guys see this figure that seems to have been sent by the shield bearers.
Well, I'd find my way over to their sleeping quarters, being led by what was her name again? Lady.
Lady Zangu.
Yes,
Lady
Katara
Zanku.
is just in
I'd make my way over
plain
to the
robes,
party and
you
peek
know,
my head in,
nothing,
and I'd ask the
almost looks
party a
just
question.
kind of
I'd ask
poor,
them who was the leader of this
has
party and wait for a response.
a long walking stick, and she's basically a black cat that's not quite 3 feet tall.
Bricktop would pipe up very quickly. This is Ogrush. He's an ass.
Well, I'm coming here after being sent by Commander.
Well, you like to say the fancy words.
Commander Holsam. I have a letter to deliver to you on regards. Yes, I have a letter here from Commander Holsam regarding your authority.
That is a most excellent question. Who is our leader? I'm not sure exactly.
If you
Bricktop,
would just look over it.
how do we determine a leader among our people? This is an interesting method. We have no leader, but we will take it under advisement. Why do you ask?
Start reading it? Okay.
Bricktop
Osmond
would hold out his hand to receive the letter, and upon grabbing it, he will adjust his Monocle turned the
Oh,
paper
most
upside
excellent.
down.
We
surveying
love
again.
receiving correspondence. Please.
He'll look at it for a couple minutes and then just kind of toss it over to Ogrush.
Asmodee would think on it for a second before stating plainly that she was sent here as a contractor and she intended to do her job, so for the time being she would stay with the party.
Oh, most excellent. Ogrush will open up the chest that he carries around, uncork one of the scroll cases, and after he examines the letter, he'll roll it up and put it into the scroll case and put it back into the chest, and then he'll say, "It appears that our diplomacy is working. We have risen through the ranks somewhat
Asmodee would look
in,
the goblin from
among the authority at the Radiant Citadel.
before
This
looking over to Ogrish
messenger,
and eyeing
though,
them up as well,
You
do you
get so
intend to
many
join
evils
us?"
right now.
nodding her head.
So much evils. The goblin looks
So you guys, are
viciously
you wearing your
spiteful
armor?
at
Do you have
his
your
mate.
weapons on already?
She
Party.
came in already in her so-called adventuring outfit.
Yeah, yeah.
Most excellent. We need another tall person in our group. As
Well,
you
yeah,
can
okay. In
see,
that
I
case,
am
you
the
guys
tallest and everyone
see
else
this
is
figure that
quite
is from Commander
small.
Hosnam.
I think that
You've
it
got
is good
you're
to
not
have a variety
expected
of
to
heights
immediately
in
return
any
back to the
adventuring
Radiant Citadel.
outfit.
So the day is yours.
Well, off to the mountains then.
Okay. Let's get you out onto the map of Siabsungkoh. This valley tucked away, you can see kind of farmlands on the outlying areas, a lot of lush jungles and forest beyond that. They do a lot of fishing in the river, and this place is pretty self-sufficient. The lands beyond are not as hospitable as a lot of the water. Just the location of this kind of valley traps a lot of water, clouds, allowing for quite an abundance of life to grow. The various paths are quite well trodden. The one you are going to take would take you through the jungle all the way to the base of the Avern Mountains. So as you look out at the Dinsing night market and then once more kind of out into the fields,
Agreed.
you do take in the very interesting kind of titanic growth of the farmlands here. Wheat that is growing up about twice the height of humans. A grown man, and you can see kind of pumpkins that are the size of small cars with wagons, basically. A variety of life that is being given new growth here by the interaction between man and nature, society and nature at least. And with that, and the sun already quite high in the sky as you got to bed quite late, you guys head off towards the forests, towards the mountain itself. Now, is there anything you want to be doing as you go? Anything you want to be keeping an eye out for, or anything I should be aware of?
I'd like to roll a perception check just to make sure that we're so like at least a little bit of overwatch while we're going through these dense farm fields.
Sure, give me a perception check.
And Digit is gonna keep an eye out for any other creatures that are native to this land.
Perception. There.
Okay, and so you oh, that is
Sorry.
perception. What is the modifier on
then-
perception? Is it different?
It's 0.
Okay, so it's a 9 then. As you keep a lookout. So, I mean, there's a lot of new and interesting things here that do kind of grab your eye, and you find yourself constantly
that's
looking at the
persuasion,
kind of
but-
colorful birds flying through the air, or the strange, the fairly familiar yet foreign practices of the farmlands here, as everything seems to be upscaled by like 2 or 2.5 times. So, Degger, do you also want to give us a roll?
Yeah. 19.
Okay, very nice. I mean, the land here is fairly alive. You see multitudes of creatures. Most of them bear a lot of resemblance to the creatures that. Well, where is what civilization is your character from again?
Tletepek.
Flitzbeck, that's right. Okay, so slightly different to you. Definitely designed to live in a more kind of moist environment, much more lush and plentiful. This, I mean, most of them would be fairly similar, but you see different variations of primates, insects, rodents as you travel. They tend to be quite colorful here and quite large. You see what looks to be birds that you are surprised they can even move under what looks to be just the amount of mass on their bodies. And as you head towards the jungle, you also notice one or two other aspects. For a moment, as you're trying, or for a moment as you're heading to the entrance to the kind of path through the jungle way, you notice a bit of a flash of light out of the corner of your eyes. And as you look, you see for a moment what looks to be I mean, if you had to describe it, it would basically be a large glowing monkey that was swinging from branch to branch.
Okay.
And you've heard, yes?
No, sorry.
No, you've seen depictions of like the spirits of the land here and the nature spirits, and you feel that you may have just caught a sight of something like that.
Okay. Yeah, he's gonna point it out to the rest of the party, and he's gonna point out some other smaller creatures to Makari to see if he's interested in one of those for as a mount.
Oh, nice. Yep. I mean, you can think of
Okay,
just basic
I'm
like
gonna
forest animals,
I'm going to be
rodents, small
looking at the
mammals.
ones that he
You would
points
also
out. So
see what
as
you
he points
originally
out
thought was a
any
boulder, but then it kind of
medium-sized
swells up
creatures,
with
is there
this,
anything more
and
specific
you
you can
realize it's
give
some
us?
kind
So
of toad.
like maybe like a
I mean,
small
that's
list
pretty
that I
medium
could
compared
pick
to you.
from. We could try go have a look at, or
Yeah.
It's like the size of a very
I
large
mean,
dog, but extremely
Battletoad could
round.
be a thing, guys. That could be quite funny, mainly for height. I've got reach weapon. Just need to jump 10 feet over things and just poke them in the head.
Then
Uh,
Digit is gonna
yeah, Makari would definitely be interested in the toad because
Digit is
I
gonna
doubt
try
there's any
to
caves around
get
here. You can find the giant spider. Yeah.
closer to it to see if it would be interested in any of the food that they have.
Battle Nutria. That's funny.
Probably. In any of the food that they have. Probably something from the Zankun fish place.
Um,
Okay.
Would I be able to roll nature? Since I'm fairly proficient in that to kind
Yes.
of get a figure on what its habits might be for him getting closer to the toad.
Yes, definitely. Nature would be appropriate here. You could. Someone else, I mean, who was it? Daggett. You being a wisdom character, survival would also be appropriate if you want to kind of help out with this.
Yeah, I'm actually also proficient in nature, so I was gonna
okay.
give him the help action.
All right, so go to roll with advantage for us, Osmodee.
Okay. How do I do that actually?
Yeah, just
Oh,
roll
go to
another one.
D&D Beyond and then do.
You can press shift. Shift gives you advantage, and control gives you disadvantage.
Okay, so hold
Okay.
shift as you click on nature.
All right, yeah, it's a green die with a plus on it.
Yeah.
Ooh, very nice.
Very
Okay,
nice.
so 23. Yeah, this creature sustains mostly on the kind of indigenous insect population. I would say some of the snacks you got were probably kind of like salted and dried worms.
Okay.
Could do it.
Yeah, he'll take some of those to and start getting closer and to see if it is interested and try to see how friendly it is before actually getting properly close to it.
Osmodee would point out to sorry, what was your character name again?
Digit.
Would point out to Digit to slowly approach it instead of quickly jolting out their hands, and try to remind them of that.
Okay, so just basic information. I mean, like information you would be aware of its natures and behaviors, giving them heads up. Perfect. Okay. Well, you head forward. You can see this creature kind of swell up, and it kind of like puffs its chest up as much as it can, and you see it's like backing its front legs up to kind of look as big as it can, and stays there for a moment. You don't kind of approach in any obviously, what's the word, violent manner, and you can see one of the eyes kind of swivel around to your eyes, and then this little pink bulge appears and like tongues the worms out of your hand. You see it swallowing. It calms down somewhat. It's looking at you guys a bit suspect, but it's not fleeing or anything like that.
Okay. If he was within 30 feet while he had the worms in his hand, I was going to try to cast
We're
Element
holding
Friendship.
Oh, nice.
So Wisdom save DC 13.
Okay. That's just a flat roll. Oh.
Yeah, okay.
Oof.
It is, let's see. Just thinking here. Yeah, it's looking like it's puffing out its chest. It's getting territorial. It's backing up, and you can see that on the like slimy paws, looks like bits of bone or sharp material is beginning to like protrude to look like claws.
Ooh, okay. Yeah, he's gonna take a step back now. And
Yeah, and this is a wild creature that's just sitting in the side of the forest here. I was happy to get food, but
Look, can I roll a performance to try and mimic relaxed croaking sounds?
sure. An 11. It's not actually so bad. The creature is it stops being obviously aggressive. Was there some means by which you intended to capture a beast or to gain its trust? Do you have Pokeballs or something?
No, I was literally going to do what they used to do and roll an acrobatics. Try to stay on it until it calms down.
Well, you can try.
Could I
I'm
help
open
him?
to suggestions before I do the thing that's going to either make the thing run away or make the thing run away while I'm on top of it, so the whole party has to chase me as this frog fucking runs me through a swamp or something.
Can I try to? Yeah, that's what I was gonna do. Animal handling, see if.
Very nice. Okay. But yeah, so Katara moves forward. I don't know if you've had experience with this specific creature, but maybe creatures like this, and you realize the kind of prey mentality, and use this to your advantage. Calming the creature down somewhat. What is the ultimate intention here? To calm it down to the point you can get some kind of harness on it, or is there another plan?
Calm it down enough so that he can come over to it and get, I don't know if you would call it petting it, or at least trying to interact with it to the point that he could try and catch a ride on it.
Okay, well, you can see your friend calming the creature down for you somewhat. Makari, you are able to approach if you want to take advantage of the situation.
Okay, he's going to approach.
As Makari is approaching, Dejet is gonna put his hand on him and is gonna cast guidance.
Okay.
I do like a bit of guidance.
Big.
Okay.
So,
When he gets in front of this creature, he's gonna raise a small hand and he's gonna try the How to Train Your Dragon shit. He's gonna try to put his hand near the creature's nose so he can try and get his scent. And then once he does that, he's going to give it some more worms so the creature associates his scent with being fed and looked after.
okay. Let's see here. So as you move forward, Katara kind of slowly ushers you into the creature. You can see the strange toad eyes kind of looking down at you. You can see for a moment his body kind of twinges forward because, I mean, in all honesty, you're probably around the size of a really good supper. And for a moment, you can see the tongue kind of forming on the lip before Katara kind of calms it down. Katara as well, although it tends to not go for the furrier creatures. It's given it trouble before. However, you're able to kind of get up to it, and the tongue, instead of kind of lashing out and just swallowing you up whole, kind of lolls down, and you're instructed to kind of just go and wipe yourself on it a bit to get the scent of the creature.
Yeah. I will run my hand through the nasty, sticky horribleness of the frog's tongue and kind of just don't know, put it on my arm a little bit.
Nice.
Then
It immediately stops kind of looking at you as an interesting bit of prey.
Dump food on its tongue instead.
And it seems pretty relaxed with the whole situation. In fact, it's calmed down somewhat.
One small hop for goblin kind. I'm gonna do a sweet flip up onto the toad.
And do you have a guidance?
Okay, well, it's gonna get a fright from that. It's gonna athletics. You see it hop without any kind of running start or anything. It leaps straight 10 feet up into the air and kind of wiggles around a bit in the air. It doesn't have any bonuses, so it's gonna you see the goblin kind of lose grip at one point and like levitate a foot or so, and as he comes down, grab onto it again and lands properly. That goes on for about a minute or so as the creature is hopping like with distress up and down the path, but eventually it calms down and kind of just rolls onto its side, defeated.
Okay. Makari will feed it again.
It eats. It's happy.
Okay.
Well done, man.
Makari will stand on the toad triumphantly with his fucking 50-pound self.
Osmode would kind of just stand there and look slightly in disbelief at what just transpired. She'd shake her head a little bit and mutter to herself about what Commander Hosam got her into.
Well, there's a long
Okay.
trip to go, and you can see the darkness of the encroaching jungle up ahead. It's a fairly overcast day, so the thick canopy kind of masks whatever little light does get through, and you find yourself stepping into a kind of cold, different world here, surrounded by the sounds of creatures. Let's just get your jungle ambience going here. Where is that? Whoops, I put in the wrong playlist. 1 second.
Before we leave this area, I will ask someone to get me a stick. A long stick. Preferably taller than I am.
Considering
Bricktop will
how
go.
big the wheat are, that shouldn't be too hard.
Bricktop will go find you a stick.
Okay. I will basically tie some food to the end of the stick with a bit of rope, and I will be prepared for when we set out to use it to urge the frog onwards, because it has zero training, and I can't just assume that it is now battle mount and knows what it's doing.
Makari, we should get you a bell so that you can ring it when you give the toad a treat.
Bakari tilts his head, kind of like, why?
I don't know. It's something I heard was good for training things.
So it will associate food with the ring of the bell, and then you can train it to do other things with the ring of the bell instead of just going for food.
Yeah, what Did just said.
Yeah,
Yes,
and
I've heard of such things.
Katara would sit there and give you some suggestions as to how to be able to, control it, drive it, steer it.
Perhaps one might say, goad the toad.
There you go.
We're gonna unstop the hop.
Hey,
We'll say you get it going by like tying a worm onto a stick. Oh, is that what you were saying?
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, that works out fine.
going
So-
on a toad trip.
It takes a bit of getting used to, but yeah, you guys take the plunge, heading deep into the jungle. You lose sight of the surrounding kind of open pastures and farmlands, and it takes about an hour traveling through this. I mean, it's interesting. You can see kind of smallish monkeys looking down at you, birds of all varieties up in the trees, keeping out of sight. A couple of smaller mammals scurrying out of your path as you head through the dense undergrowth, but for about an hour you travel this way, or about half an hour at least, before you see opening on the left, the Monkey Mask Farm, which you have heard of in passing. You can see these large plantations of what looks to be fruit similar to bananas, except they are huge. They're probably about a meter or so, a meter and a half long. And you can see a variety of other berries that grow on bushes here to kind of the size of apples, ridiculous dimensions.
They
One of
have
the things that made
really
the
good harvest here.
Yeah, one of the things that made the night market so popular. You can see a couple of Dragonborn are working nearby, actually. They're busy taking these with garden shears, snipping off these kind of apple-sized berries into a large wheelbarrow and carting them back to the farm. One of them kind of raises a hand, gives a genial wave over to the group.
Good day to you, sir.
Morning. What brings you fine folk out here into the jungles? Are you off to the Avern Mountain?
Indeed. What can you tell us about the road ahead?
It's kept fairly safe. I mean, you're heading into the jungle, so keep your eyes about you. You don't want to get snuck upon by wild creatures, but you look to be a big enough group that you shouldn't have problems.
Osmode would ask the farmer if it would be possible if they could have some of these fruits to accompany them on their travels on their way to the mountains.
If you do me the favor and take one with you for tribute, it's been talk of the spirits being restless lately, and we wouldn't want Monkey Mask Farm to be known as a place that doesn't pay its due back to the land. Now he gestures on, saying you could have like three or four to split amongst the group, and they're pretty big, so that's quite a bit. And you could take an extra one as a tribute for the land.
Makari asks if they've got a spare barrel lid.
We might have one that's got a couple of cracks a bit dinged up.
That's
Wouldn't
fine.
have the authority to get you anything brand new from town.
No, it doesn't need anything brand new. Just something that is wooden and circular will do.
Tell you what, you finish filling up this wheelbarrow, and I'll take the one that's already filled back and try and find your lid for you.
Okay. Makari will say yes, we can do that, and then proceed to look at the the larger people to do the main labor.
Yeah, each of these is like getting close to the size of your head, like half the size of your head. Not a lot for you to handle, but fairly large. You see he nods, points to the shears, and he's off, kind of teetering and tottering towards the Monkey Mask farm with his goods. Anything you guys are doing here besides what he asked you?
Osmode would go and inspect the fruits to see the best ones that she could pick out for the party.
Okay.
She's gonna air of suspicion to make sure that none of them are perhaps poisonous or something like that.
Sure. Okay, yeah, you can give me a nature, survival, investigation would be appropriate. So these are these dark red berries. They're fleshy, not kind of nodules like raspberries, more like almost like a little bit of a stone fruit flesh, like a plum or something like that, but without the actual large seed inside. 16. I mean, you've seen the fruit harvest that comes back from Siabsungkoh. You're not familiar with this exact berry, but you've seen similar being eaten. And I mean, as far as you remember, these are actually a little bit smaller than what you used to.
Okay. Then I'd pick out the four juiciest looking ones for the party, and then just the closest I could grab for the tribute.
No problem. It's easily done. And as you start to kind of fill up the other barrel, snipping them, as you kind of see, he just gave you a general rundown. Don't cut them too high, cut them here, blah, blah, blah. You see he's already coming back in the distance. And Makari does have a lid for you. Some of it's a bit green with algae, like it's had a bit of water dropping on it for a while, but it's still generally round. One of the edges has a bit of a chip out of it.
Oh, I strap it on my arm. Makeshift shield.
Nice. Well, you be safe out there. Keep an eye on each other. Hopefully the spirit will be good to us this year. Had a bit of a smaller crop than usual. He would go back to harvesting. Yeah, you want to say something?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, Osmode would nod her head and say that the shield bearers would remember this as she sauntered away or walked away.
He nods. Okay, well, you guys continuing on your journey?
On the way to the mountain, they're just gonna keep an eye out to make sure we don't get ambushed or attacked by anything.
Bricktop is currently mumbling to himself, trying to find something for Osmode to rhyme with.
And Agrush goes on and on about the migration patterns of shrimp and krill and other random things.
That one sounds like food. Makari's listen to Ogrish.
Osmode was studying her spell book, trying to hopelessly remember any kind of spell. To no
Fair
avail.
enough. Yeah, hopefully you'll get there eventually. But otherwise, at least you've always got it there for a backup. And as you guys move, you can see brief spots of light where the canopy thins out, and you can see up to the sky above. It looks to have mostly cleared out, just patches of grey, and you can see in the background this blue sky with one of the moons from the night before still kind of vaguely reflective. And so we've got a 12 perception from Daggett. So for the most part, you see a couple of interesting creatures. You notice what looks to be it's actually a sign of good fortune from the locals. It's two-headed lizard that is native to Siabsungkoh. Not that much larger than your forearm. They survive on insects in the trees and such. And they are pretty popular because of the kind of bright colorings that they have, a variety of blues and greens to blend in with the kind of canopy in the sky above. And this would lead you to a good couple of hours. You're kind of hot, sweating. You can hear the constant buzz of insects in your ears, around your face, trying to get at the perspiration or just get a bit of the blood inside. And when you get to about here on the map, you see a couple of figures are coming the other direction. And they don't look too good. There's two people. One is kind of limping slightly. The other's holding a hand to their stomach, and you can see the clothes look a bit ragged.
Yeah, paladin instincts kick in. I'm going to break away from the party because I have a bound, which means I'm faster. I'm going to try and get to them and offer assistance.
Okay.
Yeah, they're just running after him, basically.
Sure. Katara, what was your perception check for?
Just to see if I could determine if there was anything following them, that they may have been attacked.
Sure. Yeah. So I mean, these figures, you can see a bit of blood on their clothes. You can see a bit of shred marks, or tear marks, like clothes have been ripped. You are downwind from them, and you are pretty confident you don't smell any predators or large creatures following, unless they are quite very well hidden.
Okay.
Let's put you at ease slightly as you see the other two run forward. These figures see you coming. They get a bit of a fright, but then kind of one drops to his knees, looking like they're kind of very low on strength at the moment. Oh, bless you, please. Do you have anything for pain? I've taken a bit of a... And he kind of moves his hand, and you can see blood, a lot of blood, and a bit of pinky flesh. It looks like his abdomen has been lacerated by a fairly large creature.
Says, I can heal that for 10 gold.
Do you say that?
Yes. He's a goblin. He don't care.
10 gold. I don't have that much on me, sir. I was traveling to give homage to the land, but I could pay you when I return to the market. Please, I have a stall there. I could definitely meet your demands.
40% discount at your store.
How much?
40. You're dying.
40.
You're dying.
You're breaking my balls.
Okay. 25.
I mean, there's his life and then there's his business. Come on.
Yeah, 25.
Has Legit caught up to him by now or not?
Yes, you have.
Okay. Legit is gonna...
See the bargaining.
yeah, Legit is gonna utter a word and he's gonna cast a healing word.
I
Okay.
literally face palms.
You see the figure move his hand away, like breathing in, surprised. You can see the flesh knitting itself closed, and while still pink, it is whole, and he's not wincing from pain, and he kind of stands up. Thank you, sir. Thank you. He goes to shake your hand vigorously, Daggett, with 2 hands of his own.
No worries, sir. So what was it that gave you this injury?
with some of the mountain spirits. They've gone crazy. We went out to give tribute, as we do every couple of months, and just attacked out of nowhere. Creatures of vine and branch. We didn't even make it to the shrine. See, the other one looks no obvious wounds. They look tired, exhausted, bruised, but generally still alive and alright. Yeah, we lost one of our friends back there at the top. It was torn limb from limb. It was horrible.
And how close to the shrine would you say this was?
We got to the top of Mount Avern. You head into the gully there where you're supposed to. In the valley, between the mountain peaks, there's a shrine dedicated to Amat'Tul. We got to the edge of his shrine before we were beset upon by these wild beasts.
Okay.
He looks. You shouldn't go. They were large. They were huge. All fangs and claws. Fury of the forest. We must be doing something wrong. He looks to. You see the other one kind of nodding in the background. We've angered the land.
Well, I'm sure we can reason with them. They sound like they will be subject to diplomacy. Can you point us in the right direction?
It's not that hard to follow. Yeah, you follow the path. It leads up into the mountain. It's a good couple of hours trek, but once you head down into the valley, you can see a large tree growing in the center. Usually, tribute is left at its base.
And this is where they attacked you.
He nods. A couple of 100 feet out from the tree, as we were coming down the inside incline of the valley. Katara, what is your survival roll for?
To see if their description would call to mind anything that he knew, what kind of creatures these were.
I mean, from an outright description, your first imagining would be something wolf-like. Teeth, claws, a large predator of some kind. But you're not too sure what this land has to offer, so I mean, that's about as best as you get.
Okay. So she would basically describe a wolf to them and see if that was something similar to what attacked them.
They nod. It was hard to see. It happened so fast. It's blood and the screaming. Atavia's screams. Well, that sounds about right. He gestures height-wise, and he's like a regular, like high 5 feet dragonborn, and he would gesture to about his head height as how tall the creature was.
Okay.
That's a big puppy.
Yeah.
Head height, yeah. Back probably a bit lower, but yeah, it was formidable. They are genuinely terrified, and they want to get back to the night market as fast as they can.
Bergtop is gonna nudge Katara. Not a fan of dogs, are you, kitty cat?
She just gives him kind of a wry-looking smile.
So, I mean, these figures, well, look, we've got to get back. We've got to tell somebody what happened to Atavia. He's definitely not coming back after that. Please, we recommend just don't go there at all. Wait until the spirits have calmed down. Otherwise, you have to be careful.
Thank you for the warning. We'll make sure to keep our eyes open and try to
Caution
keep
is
our
our
distance.
middle name. If we find the remains of your friend, should we deliver them to your stall at the Dinsing Night Market?
He looks quite shocked as you say this. He shakes his head quite violently. No, he's not with us. The body deserves what's left. The land deserves what's left. That is the way here.
Very well then. The land shall have the body.
Asmodee would scoff at this. As she looked at the man, saying, "Some kind of friend you are."
He shrugs. The spirit has left. What is there to gain by weeping over bones and sinew?
Makari states, not having a decomposing corpse on a public trail that could spread disease into the night market, which could kill a load of people? Raising an eyebrow?
No, he's definitely going to be eaten. They're assuming he's going to be recycled by the local predators.
Then we should at least bury the carcass. Bones are not often eaten.
That's up to you. Nature finds a way to use most of it. At least that's the kind of the idea out here. Not to say they just kind of leave corpses where they lie along the side of the road, but if they fall to nature, that's nature's way of taking back. So, is there anything else you want to speak to these people, as they are intent on getting on their way? It's a man and a woman. Yes?
Bricktop is just going to pull out his little notepad and write in it as he's saying, Ogrouche, caution, loquacious. Got it.
Nice. Well, they give their goodbyes. They thank you extensively once again. Daggett, they look kind of skewly at, well, the one guy does. He looks squiff at you, Makari, kind of giving you the eyeball, the stink eye.
Process 10%.
Something under his breath, which was probably a swear word, but they just walk down the trail away from you guys.
Makari calls him a cheapskate in Orcish because he knows that only probably 2 people in the party understands what he just said.
Nice. Yeah, well, yeah, they have the river tongue, what it's called here, a kind of a sing-songy flowing language, but they do know how to speak common. So he would have also been replying in his native tongue. But you see the Avern Mountains coming closer and closer. Now not the maybe religious sanctuary it was in your eyes, possibly in a bit of danger as you traverse the last kind of bend, emerging into the kind of midday / early afternoon sun, which has burnt away the remainder of the clouds, and you see this tall Avern mountain. It's going to be about the rest of the half of the day's travel to get to the top. People usually take the trip early in the morning, so if you hurry, you could probably get back down before night falls completely.
Is there any bodies of water on the way?
1 or 2, yes. As you're coming up to the base of the mountain, there will be tributaries flowing out of it into the forest.
Okay. I'm going to make sure the frog gets a dip because, you know, we don't want the frog to die because it has dry skin and stuff.
Fair enough. So it is a frog and not a toad, at least, so that would help.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, it's a toad. Toads have the dry skin.
Oh yeah, if it's a toad, then yes, it would get very dry skin. Like, not quickly, but it would not be very happy if it got dry skin because it wouldn't be able to move without pain and all that stuff.
Yeah, you don't want that.
Going up a mountain isn't going to be smart for a toad then.
Well, it's what we've got, okay? Like, how many water skins do we have?
Yeah, it's
I imagine 1 each.
I mean, like,
Mine in it.
you know what? It's still moisture. Fuck it.
Just fucking spit on it.
Everyone spit on the toad. Nice. Well, you see a fairly harrowing climb up ahead. There's a bit of a base camp here. No one's here currently, but you can see a demarcated area where some people kind of camp if they intend on doing a night trip, or they're not going to get back to town in time, etc., etc. Are you guys just heading straight up? Yes, Daggett?
Yeah, he's gonna ask, Do you guys mind if we take a quick breather to help me regain a little bit of my strength back? Basically, to take a short rest, so I can use my um.
You want to cycle your channel divinity to get spells?
Yeah, to get a spell slot back.
Sure. Are you guys alright with that? Stopping before you head up for an hour?
Yeah.
It's fine.
Yeah, that's fine.
Thanks.
Okay, we've got an hour. Paint the toad.
How are you painting it?
On some paper with some paint.
Oh, you're painting a picture of the toad. You're not painting on the toad.
I mean, with a 17, no, I'm battle marking the toad. Let's go.
That's what I thought. All right. Okay. So you make quite an interesting portrait of the toad, giving a bit of character in the eyes, kind of making it look as valiant as you think a toad could look. But yeah, it's a pretty good job. Yes?
Yeah, Osmode would just be, she'd take out her ink bottle, quill, and parchment, and she'd just write down some status updates about how the current mission is going.
Bricktop is writing in his little book and laughing to himself.
Bakari looks at this ink pot and quill and kind of tilts his head and then pulls out an ink pen and holds it out to her and says, get with the times?
Osmode would look at, you said that's Bricktop, right?
No,
Yeah,
Bakari.
Makara. Osmode would look at the goblin and shake her head before looking back down and continue to write on her parchment.
And you can see that as she is writing, the paper seems to be absorbing the ink and leaving the parchment clear afterwards. If you don't mind me taking a bit of license, this could be a communication device between you and Commander Hosnam. Set up. Yep.
If I did take, because I could have took illusionary note. I was thinking about doing that, but I didn't end up going on it. I'd say that the ink is just kind of the ink itself is enchanted, but the letter could still be read if how would I go about that actually?
I was thinking maybe there was some kind of like quantumly entangled parchment, so whatever you write on this one appears on the other one.
Okay, yeah, they can go with that. As you watch Osmode scribble onto the parchment with fine cursive lines, you can see the ink kind of drift on the paper before letting off a slight blue shimmer and kind of disappearing off the parchment.
Bricktop sees that and then looks down at his own notebook with his really like rough, like kindergarten type handwriting, and he's a little jealous. Like Bricktop fully holds the pen like in a fist.
Osmode isn't foolish enough to be stuck up about her handwriting. She simply just learned to write from her time being a wizard and transcribing spells into her book.
And in the background, Deggett, while you're having a rest, there's been an interesting aspect to the land here. I mean, you've definitely felt an aspect of the nature being alive, which, I mean, would your character be kind of interested in that, especially from a religious standpoint?
Yeah, definitely.
So, you see as you're watching the trees and the bushes around you, a small familiar sight. A small little creature that has a kind of Rorschach ink mask, just black blots on white, little black strands, a couple of them, making tiny little sounds as they are skittering, moving around and playing on one of the plants nearby, as if it's kind of like a full-sized playground. Let me get you a handout of what they look for, what they look like. Although you would recognize these creatures as they exist in your home as well. Chawinga, forest spirits, well, spirits of the land, so to speak.
Okay.
It looks like Hollow Knights.
They always, every time I see these creatures, I just think Princess Mononoke and the
same
Kadama
here.
spirits.
Totally.
Yes. Nice.
Yeah. So, what does he know about them?
They are fairly shy creatures. They're small elemental spirits, effectively, that are found in remote locations of the world where nature remains relatively untouched by civilization. So for them to be here, it's mostly a good sign, like for the ecosystem and for the balance.
Okay.
You are aware of some people offer them blessings, small bits of food or like a wreath of flowers or something, and they have been known to give a blessing in return.
Yeah. He's gonna slowly get closer to them, and while doing so, he's gonna take out a piece of the what was it called? The fruit that we got from the monkey mask farm.
Okay.
And he's gonna offer that as a blessing.
So as you kind of lay it on the ground, stepping back, you can see some of the creatures at your movements getting closer. They skitter back into the trees, into the shrubs, kind of one or two poking their heads out, looking towards you. One of the braver ones kind of cautiously climbs out, darting forward, grabbing the berry, rushing back into the... I mean, you don't see mouths on them, but rushing back into the foliage out of sight. You can hear it's like very wet and sloppy eating. As another one kind of sticks its head out, you can see the white mask kind of just stained red, dripping berry juice, and it makes a weird sound, almost like the whistling of the trees, wind through the trees, and you see kind of falling left and right in front of your face a single white and black feather kind of flits to the ground.
He'll pick them up.
You can kind of feel the power of nature within this. What you have effectively is a charm of feather falling. It will give you the benefits of the feather falling spell once within the next 10 days.
Okay, nice.
Good on a mountain.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so the rest completed. You guys can get back any resources you were lacking. You now look up at the pretty hectic climb up the Avern Mountain ahead of you. I mean, no time like the present, as you are getting into the mid-afternoon. You have to start making some progress up there. Anything you guys are doing before you head up?
Nah.
Okay.
Not for me anyway.
Okay. So you start to head up the Avern Mountain, and you can see the valley of Siabsungkoh stretch out around you. Beautiful, green, lush. The Lynx River flowing in the distance. You can see the farmlands, and across on the other side of the Lynx River, there's a bit of a terraced farmlands as well. And you start to climb, and you get high enough to kind of see over the jungles. You start to see the smaller ridge of mountains around the edge of Siabsungkoh, and you get up and up. And I mean, this is a harrowing climb. You guys feel the blood pumping, you feel your legs burning as you rise above the landscape. Above the landscape to a fairly terrifying scene. As you get high enough to see over the ridges of the surrounding mountains, the sight you see is completely in contrast with the valley of Siabsungkoh. You see desolate, cracked lands, dry, devoid of life. Large, kind of blackened and grey beasts, almost looking like skeletal stags, but they must be huge for the size you're able to see them, kind of roaming in the distance over this endless horrorscape of just cracked land and dead landscape. It would seem the Valley of Siabsungkoh is a haven in the surrounding wasteland.
Who knows what have happened here before? For this to be the only land within sight that's flourishing.
And give me a nature check, Daggett, and anyone else who's proficient in nature. I think our new player was as well. Kami,
I am, yeah. I got a plus
Yeah.
4.
please do, Kami.
Alright.
As you two kind of look over, a bit of a realization comes to you that the figures you're seeing wandering in the distance are very akin to the forest spirits, the monkey you saw earlier, the depictions you've seen in the night market. Although these are immense and seem to be exuding this kind of black aura, almost as if ghosts of the lands that they once inhabited, once was a part of them, that have now died, has caused these kind of almost ghosts of the spirits themselves to kind of endlessly wander, kind of picture like animalistic titans in the distance.
Alright.
But as you seeing this, your eyes turn back to the Valley of Siabsungkoh. There's kind of at least a greenery around you and safety, as the people here, you've never heard of this, so it must not be pressing danger onto the people here. Just something they possibly don't talk about, or you're not sure if there's something darker to be involved. But as you go over the lip, the horrible landscape and ugliness is kind of hidden away as you enter into an extremely green, verdant, lush valley. You can see water kind of pooling in various terraced pools, heading all the way down to this extremely large tree growing from the center of the valley here, probably about 60 feet up. And you realize that this is possibly, you're getting to the point where the others were ambushed. And suddenly the shrubs and the birds singing and everything takes on a more sinister note, as you have to be careful. Well, I mean, you don't really, but how are you guys approaching this?
Well, Legend is gonna keep an eye out to make sure, see if we can get a glimpse of these creatures and like know where they are at.
Could I do an investigation to possibly like kind of prepare ourselves for what's gonna happen?
So investigation, you're like looking through things, looking over things with your hands, your eyes, you're figuring things out.
Okay. Would it pertain to like tracks maybe that like possibly that was left from the ambush that we heard about before?
Let's see here. I would say, I know that's more survival. Nature may be appropriate. You could give me another nature roll.
Alright.
Okay, so looking around, trying to kind of see what you can gauge from maybe the lifestyles of these creatures, the way they would hunt, this or that. You notice there is a lot of tree cover surrounding the kind of west and east sides of the canyon as you arrive, which would provide lots of cover for any creature to hide behind. You don't notice any immediate signs around you of large creatures' passage, although you would be able to see, especially Daggett with your perception, about 200 feet down the slopey hillside, this kind of large red spotch that smears a bit and then fades.
Okay, yeah, he'll point it out and say, most likely that is where they got attacked, and think they dragged their poor friend into the forest, it seems.
Yeah, the drag
Oh,
marks
good
lead
one.
to the western side of the valley here.
Mhm.
So as you guys take in the scene, looking around, sorry, did you want to say something?
Makari's going to suggest if the drag marks are to the left, we stick to the right.
Yeah, I mean, it might be possible to get down to the center with kind of giving a wide berth to that area.
Yeah, that would definitely be his suggestion, because they would have dragged the body in the direction of where they're going to eat, which means their home, which means we want to put as much distance between that and us.
Yep.
Right.
Fair enough. Well, as you start to get further and further down the slope, I'm going to bring you into a map of what the area generally looks like. Extremely green, pools of water, and this kind of large tree in the center that has got its roots immersed in a pool of water as well. And here, though, is where we're going to take our halfway break, just 5-10 minutes for coffee and bathrooms.
Okay.
Sounds good. Thanks.
Cool.
Nice.
See you guys in a moment.
Yeah.
How is everyone?
Doing all right.
How long have you been playing?
This is my first time.
This is your first campaign ever?
Yeah.
Nice.
Ooh, I like it. We've got a mix here. We've got people who have been playing for years, people who have been playing for like a year or two, people who are newish.
Yeah.
Well, welcome.
Thank you.
I will say you're in good hands with Nate. He's very good at what he does, which
Yeah,
is why
he definitely seems
I
like
pay.
it.
Well, I don't know. I'd say I've been through 5 or so DMs looking for one. Like I was in one of his games a while ago, because I don't normally play. I'm normally on the other side of things. So he's the only one who I've gone back to, and at this point, like I've already paid him 2 months in advance.
Ah,
Yeah.
nice.
It's
Right.
I had one other campaign that I do on this same time slot before I join Nate's Avernus game. And it was good. The DM was great, but his job situations changed, his schedule changed, so we had to disband. And thankfully, it only took me a week. Like that next week, I started Avernus with Nate, and yeah, it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, right before this, I don't know, because I've been wanting to do D&D for a while, because I've been playing a lot of like basically my whole introduction to D&D and my very basic understanding is from playing like the CRPGs like Baldur's Gate, Solastra, Pathfinder,
Yeah,
stuff like that, and then watching stuff about D&D on YouTube. So I just really wanted to give it a try, and I finally said fuck it. So I got on what's it called? I got on Roll20, and I just looked at 2 campaigns that seemed fun, and the first one, the DM was alright, but it felt like not a lot was really just like happening. It felt like really, really slow pace.
yeah.
Um, yeah, just like super slow pace, and it was like 3 hours, 3 hours of that. So I just didn't feel like it was really going anywhere. I
Yes.
definitely like what Nate's doing though.
Yeah. See, I'm similar to Makari. So in person, I'm usually the DM for like my buddies and stuff.
Yeah.
Now I've got another group that they're the ones that got me into it. I don't DM with them. I play with them, but we get together twice a year for a week long session. It's pretty awesome.
I see. That's pretty cool.
As I do like those long campaigns. Like where you spend like 4 or 5 or so days, you spend like, 5, 6, maybe 8, maybe even more hours a day playing with your
And we
mates.
play for like 12 hours a day.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
You just make a whole day out of it, get some takeout in or whatever, and just like, do it properly.
That's
Yeah, and
probably what I
we
would
go
do
through a
if I
lot of
was doing it in
cigars.
real life. Yeah.
I haven't played much in real life. The only because I started playing D&D, it was a few months before Corona hit, and I started playing. I went to a shop close by that were having um, like one shots for beginners and stuff like this. And yeah, a couple of months later, fucking Corona hit, so started looking things online, and I haven't really gone back to in person.
I prefer online, but I also like I miss playing in person.
Mhm.
Like, because when I first started playing D&D, it was in person.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, one of the
the
things
social aspect is a little bit different, because
Yeah.
obviously you're there with your friends, as I said, with a bit of food or whatever, having a couple of drinks or having a bit of a smoke or whatever, there's that side of the social aspect.
Yeah,
But I
yeah.
think online is more clean. I think having character sheets interactive like they are now on Roll20, it makes it so user friendly.
Yeah, yeah.
It does.
Like, I saw a YouTube video. They were saying, like, if you were try to do 4E on online, it would be a lot easier because all the mathematical formulas are done for you, so you don't have to go, +5 and then +2 for this and +3 for this. Like it's all done for you. So
Yeah, but you couldn't do AD&D properly.
yeah, exactly. You can play old the D&D a lot better online.
No, you can't play like a old AD&D, right? So when you were doing things like chain lightning, you would actually have to state, okay, I'm gonna hit this dude, and it's gonna come off at like a 45-degree angle. You need a fucking protractor and a compass and shit to play the old D&D. Trust me, it's fucking crazy.
The fuck?
They were saying for 4E.
Oh, for 40, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it does all the math for you. That was my point. Even 3.5. So where 3.5 used to break a lot of things down, you'd have a lot of cases where you'd be like, right, I'm calculating this, but it's this plus this plus this plus this plus this, and then you'd have to sit there and do fucking, a bit of math, which isn't the biggest deal, but when you can just click a button, it just goes done.
Yeah. The issue with those where it takes a lot of time to stay doing that for each character, like in combat it would have been a lot longer in person than doing it online.
And once you've done a round of combat in Vampire the Masquerade, you don't care about D&D combat anymore. Like when it comes to time.
I haven't
Take
played
that
it.
long.
Vampire the Masquerade is weird. So initiative goes in the opposite order. So the person with the lowest initiative goes first because you have to describe everything what happens, but then the person with the highest initiative then gets to describe their reaction. So you basically have to do a turn in reverse and then a turn forward to do a full turn, and it's like, I fucking hate the system.
It's 2 turns for 1 turn essentially,
Yes.
and they go opposites. Them. Yeah.
Because the last person who would be the lowest on the initiative, they react. So I go first, but I don't. I act first, but react last. So what I do first is like, so if my reaction is I'm going to, level my gun and shoot at someone, the person I've now said I'm doing that and I'm going first, and the person after me describes, and the person after me describes, but the person with the highest goes, okay, well I see you're pulling your gun out and shooting, so this is what I'm doing, and then the person below him goes, well yeah, I see this, this, and this, so I'm going. It's fucking,
Yeah.
it's so annoying.
Sounds weird as hell.
It's a big ass blood splatter, Nate.
Oh shit, I even noticed.
Yeah, I don't think there's any way the person is alive after losing that much blood.
It's hard
That
to find a
little shrine
nuanced
guy.
blood trail.
Yeah.
Little shrine over there is a little quirky.
So what you're seeing is the cutaway of a tree. It's a large tree, and you can see the rocks over here have been dedicated with flowers and little rock towers, like
Oh, is
tributes.
this the shrine?
Yeah, this is the shrine. This dark circle in the center is this large tree coming out of the center of the valley here.
Oh, okay. So we made it to the tribute place.
You did. You're also I imagine you guys are looking around for the sign of any danger. It looks like one of you are stealthing. Katara kind of breaks away from the group, hiding behind a rock or some nearby shrubbery.
Yeah, Dejet was keeping an eye out for danger.
Did you roll for that already?
Uh,
Was that the
thought-
20?
yeah, that was. I thought that was part of it. If you want me to roll again, I
That
can.
was, no, I was just double checking. I forgot about that.
Am I on the board?
Who said that?
No, Osmodee.
Yeah.
Oh, you are not. Oh, flip! I completely slipped my mind. I need to make a sheet for you. Oh, son of a bitch! I thought I did that. Okay, give me a minute.
Sorry.
Slacker.
No, it's me.
I've just realised this is a giant toad, not a large toad, which means it's a large creature, and I'm a small creature.
No, this is a medium giant toad.
Okay.
Medium-ish.
So he's kind of small related to his brethren like you. Perfect.
I feel personally attacked.
Okay.
That hand sticking out, that's what it's going to look like when you fall off and the toad eats you.
It does have bone spikes on it, so who knows if it's when you try to make it attack something, you're gonna get pricked by them.
No, I've got plans. Don't worry.
Makari said he's not afraid of a prick.
No, he's surrounded by them.
Okay, so Osmodee, your character sheet is going to be here basically just for your token. The only thing you really probably want to keep updated on your character sheet here in Roll20 is just the health and your armor class, just so it appears on your token. That's pretty much it.
Okay. How do I do that?
Let's get you on the map. I'll do that for now. What is your health and AC?
I have my AC on my name on.
Oh, of
Roll
course
20.
you do. There we go. That's fairly
Yeah, I saw. I
good.
figured it out by looking up what PP meant.
Nice.
Yeah, I have
Everyone's just measuring
12
the schlong size here.
Yeah.
All right, I think.
I'm
You have
I'm
12?
bigger than the goblin. I'm happy.
It's bigger than I can't.
So 12 max health, okay, fairly decent. And there's your token. I'm just associating it with your character sheet.
All right. Can I move it back?
Yeah, you not yet. You'll control it in a second.
Okay.
Sorry, I really meant to do this before our session, and I don't know what happened to that.
No, you're fine.
Life happens.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Okay, so that should do the job. And they've got this lovely button now where on the token you can just click update the default token. You don't have to go into the character sheet anymore and resave it. Oh, it's getting quite nice. Adding doors and windows, which you guys will see in some of my later maps, which I'm adding into my games. All right, but back to the situation at hand. Let's get some of this going. No, that's too intense. Okay, so as you look around, yeah. Well, I've used this one too much. Now let's get some Diablo. As you look around you, Daggett, where you got that 20. You got your eyes kind of fastened onto this trail of blood, which at this point is kind of drying on the land. It's not like bright red like that. Happened today, but hours and hours ago. As you look over in that direction, you start to pick out the slightest bits of movement in the bushes.
Okay.
You see, let's see here, I've got a picture of it for you. You see, as you're kind of watching, waiting for a sign of this creature, there's a rustle, a little bit of a shuffle here. You kind of have to follow the movements, and then as you're panning across the bushes, do you see this?
No.
No? Okay, I was checking if I could show you from the GM layer. Let me try and move it onto the token layer for you.
Ooh. It's nasty looking.
Yeah, you see this. Yeah, here's a mount as well. I mean, this thing.
Sure,
You
he's got
see-
a great personality.
Yeah, and it doesn't sound too happy. You can hear echoing around the valley this kind of, it's like deep growling. You see, and you hear it again on the other side of the valley in one of the higher ridges across the way. Over here, another one begins to emerge from the bush, kind of stalk down, jumping onto a rock here, looking down at the party like predator looking at prey.
Can we all hear this growling or just Daggett?
Yeah, you can all hear this. Yeah, and this creature has moved out into the open. You can definitely see it. It would be very visible.
Bricktop feels his stomach to see if that's his stomach growling or not.
You
All these
there.
creatures. Yes.
Creature, we have come in peace to make offerings. Leave us alone, or I will be forced to intimidate you.
Osmode would reflexively pull out her short spear and kind of hold it down by her side, but also bring up her forearm kind of like across her chest in a kind of like a blocking-ish manner, kind of like a battle stance, so to speak.
Fair enough. Yeah, because this creature, I mean, you can see, as you say that, you see, well, Daggett probably the only one who can see from this distance, but saliva kind of dripping from its mouth, just wetly slapping onto the rock below as it jumps down. You can see the burning red of its eyes, almost as if some internal craziness has burnt it up inside. Even if this was some kind of spirit of the land, it doesn't seem like it's interested in listening. And they begin to kind of slink forward, waiting for the slightest bit of motion, but kind of getting ever closer.
Very well then. You cannot say that you were unwarned. I will intimidate you now.
Very nice. How are you doing this? Are you kind of just flexing, doing a bit of a show off of your martial prowess with some maneuvers?
Yes, it's Agrush is definitely going to do kind of a classic Arnold Schwarzenegger bodybuilding flexing move.
And he says the words, "I intimidate you."
Yes.
Question: could I use Thermatology? Because some of these effects to help him. Because some of these effects are pretty good, like the voice one, your voice booms up to 3 times as loud as normal, or create an instantaneous sound that originates from the point of your choice.
Yeah, you can
that would be
definitely,
totally
as he's
cool.
kind of saying, you there, make his voice kind of much louder and echoing up. Would you like to do that?
Okay. Yeah. So how would I use this? Because it doesn't seem to have a role associated.
Yeah,
There
there's
isn't
no
one.
role. It's kind of more of a role play device, but that we can bring into play by giving your friend advantage on his intimidation check.
Okay. Yeah. Then that's what I choose to do. Osmode would quietly focus as she casts Thermatology on. It was the Ogreish, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, quietly cast it on Ogrish to have his voice boom a lot louder. And I guess it's up to DM discretion on what kind of die that would add to them or advantage.
Yeah, advantage means he rolls his d20 twice, and he takes the higher of the two rolls.
Okay.
So it's very useful to have. Give us another intimidation check, Ogrish.
Now, can thaumaturgy be used for someone else's voice?
Oh, is it target self?
Is it only target self?
It says
'Cause
your
you said it's
voice.
roll-
Range 30 feet.
Oh, thank you. I'm completely forgetting about that.
But I mean, I have
Let's double check
minor
here.
illusion
Target
that can do
C
the same
text.
thing.
Yeah, it looks like it's your voice. It doesn't allow you to manipulate others, but you could use one of the others.
But minor illusion.
Like
will
a rumble.
change.
Well, no. Thaumaturgy can still create instantaneous sound, so you could make like a rumble of thunder echo out from him as he says that. Something to that appearance. To that.
Okay, we can do that
Yeah.
instead.
Definitely. The kind of the sky splits open above him as he cries out his challenge. So unfortunately, with the 7, these creatures don't look like they're really care much for any forms of intimidation like this. They're looking at you in a very predatory manner, and as I said earlier, they do appear to be somewhat crazed. They will almost look rabid.
The 19 did not deter them at all.
So we 19 what? Oh no,
Well, he had
it's-
advantage.
he rolled already, so I just wanted him to roll one more time
Oh yeah, you're taking the 2 depth
Yeah,
falls or
yeah.
something.
because we'd already seen the 8 there, so that's a bit bleak to count that as the advantage. We're gonna get some combat rolls here. So
Roll for initiative.
yeah, it looks like I haven't got my API set up here. Sorry guys, could you roll for me this time? I'll grab it next time we do this.
Hey.
Okay.
Whoa! As soon as someone rolled, all the old rolls showed up. Hold on. Okay, that's fine. Keep rolling. I'll deal with it.
You wanted to send this result of this roll to the turn tracker, but no ballot token was selected.
Oh, you have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Click on
always
your
gotta
token.
click your token. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, first click on your token, then go on your D&D Beyond sheet, and then click on the initiative there.
Okay. So do initiative again.
Yeah, do it again, and I'll use your original roll just to get yourself on the turn tracker.
Okay.
So you got a 15 the first time. Just change that up. Alrighty. Let's get some rolls for these guys. Okay. As you enter into these creatures' domain, well, you're not really sure if these are the native forest spirits here or if these are some kind of also invading force. They definitely look angry. So as for what happens, they're approaching, they're getting closer, and I haven't added my
Nate,
combat music. Hello?
Nate, I'm sorry, I didn't have my token selected either.
No stress.
So,
Yeah, just go and roll again for me just to get yourself on the board, and then we can just edit the value there. It's much easier.
yeah, I should be. For some reason, I'm having
see
trouble
Duke
with
as far
roll
as-
20.
No problem. I do see you on the initiative. Looks like you got a 21 as your first roll.
Oh, okay, all right. Because I got the message that my token wasn't selected. So,
I'm taking that as the highest roll I see of yours.
yes,
That's fine.
yeah, that was my first roll. I'll be just a second because I need to reload my page
Okay.
here.
Cool. We'll wait a moment then, because you're going to be heading up combat for us.
How do you when you click on your token, how do you like click off of it so the menu isn't showing up?
Just click on any other part of the map.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Easy.
And then on the left, you've got your menu of mouse tools. You can see one of them is like a long ruler-like picture for measuring distances. for drawing, for things like that. And then you always have to go back to your mouse tool.
Okay. Also, is it local whenever I move the map or anything like that?
Yeah.
So I can see
Yeah.
better? Oh.
Yeah, I can zoom in and everything. It's all on your side.
Okay, so it's not global. You guys can't see that.
Yes,
No,
look.
no.
Okay, good.
I can pull you guys around with shift click though.
Yeah,
Okay.
as the DM. Yeah.
Okay. Let's
You ready?
try it. Let's see if I can. Yep.
All right. So as we get into things, these creatures advancing, they definitely intend harm. Let's just see. Is the music starting on your guys' side?
No. I can't hear.
Son of a
Yeah,
bitch.
I can hear it.
Let me
Have you got yours turned down?
I need to reload as well. It's my jukebox bugged out. Let me just do it quickly before combat. Okay, back in already.
quick loading times. Yeah.
Yeah, there we
I can
go.
hear it.
How about
Yeah.
oh, perfect. Okay, so Daggett, what are you doing? No, it wasn't Daggett. It was
Katara.
Katara, who has disappeared off the initiative. Katara, what are you doing?
I'm going to move and climb up this tree,
Okay.
and at that point, I will take a shot at this creature up here with my bow.
All right. Picking through the canopy, yeah, it's like on level with you now, 50 feet away. Shame roll 20 is really being slow for you. There we go. Okay. 19 will definitely hit. 5 piercing. The arrow kind of embeds itself into the creature's shoulder. I mean, kind of lost in the hunt, it snarls and begins to pounce forward, bursting into speed. This kind of activates it. But you see an arrow is stuck there and blood begins to pour down. Anything else?
Okay. That'll be my turn for right now.
Over to you, Daggett.
Okay. So he's gonna move to there, and I'm gonna cast Bless on Ogreish, Makari, and Kitara.
Okay, adding a d4 to their attacks and saving throws. Ogreish, Makari, and Katari, you said?
Yeah.
Okay. And then, anything else?
No, that's it.
Okay, over to the first wolf then. Well, wolf-like creature. It's just a representation. Okay. I just want to make a difference between them. This is Red Wolf. This one's going to surge forward now. Having taken damage, definitely is interested in combat here. It's going to leap over the stream and hit the ground at a running speed. Let's see here. As far as its speed allows, just thinking here. Katara, you've got 30 feet movement. Is that correct?
No. I'm
got
up
more?
to
40.
40 now.
I'm just trying to ascertain how far up the tree you are. Would you say that about 10 feet up the tree, you are less than at least 10 or less feet?
Yeah, I'd say probably 10 feet. Because it took me 30 to get to the tree, and then I would have climbed up.
Yeah. And you didn't make a stealth check. And you just shot the creature, so it is very aware of where you are. And being a large creature, it is going to try and reach up, and you can see it put its paws against the trunk. And now that it's close to you, you kind of realize that this thing is It's like almost the size of a horse, but it is squat and it is thick, shaggy. It's going to attempt to bite you. Let's just hide this. However, pushing back between the branches, getting out of its reach, the mouth comes down on nothing but wood and twigs as it snarls, coming back onto all fours. I would say that constitutes an attack opportunity, actually, if you'd like to take it.
Okay. Yeah. I will.
The
actually
turns-
do,
Yeah? Okay. You try and slice out at its nose. Unfortunately, it pulls back too quickly. Seeing how far back you are, lodged in all the branches, it sees the more easy prey in the open and kind of turns towards them. Makari, that brings us to you.
Banana time.
So this thing can only move 20 feet, right?
The toad looks like that is correct, I'm afraid, yes.
Can I dash action with the toad and still make an action myself?
I would say so.
Okay. So I'm gonna... How's gonna be the best way of doing this? Because I wanna... There's gonna be no way of doing this.
Yeah, it's 50 feet away.
Yeah, I can get that, it's fine. 5, 10, 15, 20. 5, 10, 15, 20. Reach weapons for the win. So I'm going to charge him and hit him with a lance.
That'll hit. Yep, as it turns down to you and tries to leap out of the way
Burn
at the
spell
last moment. To do what? Oh, of course, yes. Yeah, go and roll your smite. 16, okay. So as it thinks, it kind of expects itself to get out of the way, you do kind of score a glancing blow along the side, but as you do, the weapon burns with this radiant energy that you can hear the sizzle from the wound as it cries out in pain, taking a bonus 13. That's a lot of damage. Yeah, it is looking quite wounded at that. It's definitely got a limp as it lands.
Okay. Probably would raise his shield level with it and kind of like just shout at it in Gobbish, trying to get its attention. Just trying to get its attention away from the more squishy party member.
Fair enough. Osmode, what you doing?
Alright. I will move first 30 feet. You can move 30 feet and still do an action, right?
Yes.
Okay. How do so click and then move?
Yeah, so you're on the ruler tool, you gotta go back to the mouse tool in the top left.
So
The
that's
select
5,
move
10,
tool.
15, 30. Right here?
That's good.
Alright, and then I will use catapult.
Okay. Are you just picking up a rock or anything in particular?
No, I have a dagger in my inventory.
Nice.
Yeah.
So this creature's gonna make a dex save as you catapult your dagger at it.
Alrighty.
That's a failure. Oh, that's some low rolls. But the dagger kind of sinks deep into. Actually, it's bludgeoning. So it flicks around in the air and just like beans it on the head with the handle. He's like, oh! This is like flicks around, spinning and lands on the ground behind it. The creature is looking extremely wounded. You can see blood running down its face from where you possibly like cracked the bone there.
Okay. After that, I can use a cantrip.
You can't cantrip. Most cantrips are actions. Typically, you blade sing. I think is a bonus action, but I don't think you're there yet. I'm not 100%
I think that's
sure.
level 3, isn't it?
Yeah. I think it's going to be level 3. So for
Okay.
now, there's probably not much you can do with the bonus action, to be honest.
Okay, yeah, I'll just end my turn there.
All right. Then over to you, Bricktop. I mean, you see your foes have engaged this enemy, but you do see another one coming from the north. What you doing?
Okay, so I'm gonna get right here above Osmodee. But bonus action, I'm going to give Ogrush some inspiration.
Nice.
Brooktop is going to shout out, "One day I met Ogrush the Loquacious. Most don't think him very vivacious. He runs his mouth lots and rambles in his thoughts, but that ass does look quite bodacious."
Hey.
So there is your D6 for inspiration. And as my action, I'm just gonna viciously mock the mangy wolf.
Very well. That's wisdom, right?
Oh, one.
Yes. And yeah, he resists, so
Yeah.
not interested
Alright.
in your mockery. Are you staying where you are?
Yes, that's it.
That'll bring us to the wolf to
Oh,
the
sorry,
north.
my speed is 25, not 30.
Ah,
That's gonna take some getting used to.
Yeah, as a dwarf, yeah.
so this wolf will use its action to dash, and it's just going to get right up into Ogrush's face. It's not able to attack you this moment, but you see it is preparing to. Ogrush, what are you doing in response?
You cannot reason with these creatures. They cannot be intimidated. The only choice left is diplomacy, orcish diplomacy, at which point he uses his war pick to attack the creature.
Oh, that'll hit. Okay, 7 points of damage. Slamming into it, yeah, it's a hefty shot. Creature is slavering to get at you though, and this one's still pretty healthy. Are you ending your turn up against it there? Oh, action surge, okay.
Let's try it again.
Nice.
22.
Very nice.
That'll hit again, yeah, for a further. Okay, so 14 damage as you slam your picks twice into the creature, just getting these good shots, repelling it from getting a bite on you. It's taken quite a bit of damage from that, in fact. Is that the end of your turn, though?
That'll end the turn, yes.
So up in the tree, that brings us to Katara.
Okay. She will, since it is within melee range now, she will go ahead and move down to ground level as 10 feet of her movement. And then we'll attack with her quarterstaff.
Nice.
Very nice.
6 bludgeoning.
6 bludgeoning.
Creature is hanging on.
And,
Yes?
she's going to go to flurry of blows for a 12 to hit.
That will miss, unfortunately.
And,
Lazily dodges out of the way.
okay, miss both of them.
Yeah, and you kind of predict where it's going to be, but because of the fatigue of the creature and how close it is to the edge, it stumbles, and your calculations are off slightly. You see the attack go wide. Is that going to end your turn?
And that will end my turn.
Then that'll bring us to Daggett.
Okay. You see Daggett raise his shield, puts his other hand onto it, and he says, Gao, I need your aid in this time. And he's gonna use his channel divinity to charm animal and plants.
Okay. Just so, hold on. Is there any stipulation about creatures you're already in combat with? Getting advantage or anything like that? Hold on.
No, it doesn't say anything like that. It's just
Okay. Are you targeting the wounded one or the one facing Ogrush?
it says each beast or creature that you can see within 30 feet, so both of them.
Very nice. Okay, so this is the one by Ogrush. And then this is the one that's wounded.
Hey,
There's
they
a-
both win. Nice.
Double fail.
Okay, so
No bites. Oh, look at that natural one. 13 piercing. Oh, that's a good damage. Okay, so you see the creatures. Now, this doesn't exactly... let's see here, in fact. I would say it would be appropriate for these creatures to have advantage on the save now, seeing as this madness, this red rage consumes them. So we'll say that one of them does manage to throw it off, but the wounded one over here still succumbs. Kind of drops to the ground, feeling its wounds after the kind of thrill of battle phase. You can see the red start to slowly fade from its eyes, showing a kind of regular like predator eyes beneath.
okay. If it's possible, he's gonna try and tell it to help us in calming down its partner.
Okay, let's see here. It is charmed by you.
Yeah, and then
Can it
one.
understand you though?
It doesn't say it could, so I don't know. Yeah, that's why I said he will try.
Okay, fair
I
enough.
don't know if maybe like animal handling or something like this would be appropriate.
Yeah, you can give me an animal handling check.
Anyone?
Okay, very nice, yeah. Well, as we get to this creature, then it kind of stands back up, wincing as it does.
And sorry,
yes.
yeah, he's gonna mention to everybody else to not attack this one and try and not kill the other one, so we don't anger this one.
Well, in the meantime, this one pads forward, getting to about here. You hear this deep guttural growl, not the violent signals you've heard before. This one kind of aimed at the other creature, who in the moment seems to be striking at Ogrish. You're not sure if it's heard or it's going to take note of that, but that is what it does for its turn. And that'll bring us to Makari.
Okay. Hey! Someone attacked his city mount. That's not going to happen. So Makari's just going to full charge, and I wasn't going to do this. I wasn't just going to use all my points just to smite things, but he is definitely going to charge and last this dude and totally
Okay.
miss.
Yeah, Ogrish, you just see this pole just right in front
Oh,
of your face.
wait. I can add D4?
Oh, you are
Yeah,
blessed. Yes,
blessed.
that's not going to help you.
No.
Even a 4 won't do it. Anything else for your turn?
Can I roll an acrobatics to launch myself off my mount to give me advantage?
Say on a natural 20.
A natural 20, alright. Nope.
Alright. You try to pirouette through the air. You come to a rest on this rock over here. Good enough to kind of catch your balance without any problem. And I think that's going to be it for you. You got any other bonus or anything?
No.
Okay. Then Osmodee.
Okay, I am going to. So I can cast Blade Singing, right? As a bonus action.
If you have blade singing.
Yeah, you get a level 2.
Yeah, I get a level 2.
Yeah, I thought so. Okay, you can. So you get 2 to your AC and some other benefits. I'm struggling to
Yeah,
recall
let me
right now.
check real quick. I'm not seeing it on my sheet though.
I'm also just double checking
Oh, so
Yeah, if you scroll down, it should be in your bonus actions.
All right, so Blade Song. 2 times per long rest, you can use a bonus action to start Blade Song, which lasts for 1 minute. So that's 1 turn, right?
10 turns.
10.
10
Yeah.
turns. Each turn is 6 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fucking cool. All right. So I gain a +4 to my
Here we
AC.
are.
It says right here.
There we go. Now I believe it's AC equal to your intelligence modifier. Yeah.
Yeah, so +4.
So that's perfect.
That brings me up to 17, 18, 19,
That's
17,
not
20. That'll be 21 or 20.
21.
Okay. 21 AC. I have an advantage on acrobatics and gain a +4 to any Constitution saves to maintain concentration.
Cool. Okay, so
so
this is your bonus. So you still have your movement and your action.
Okay. So how do I actually enact this or use it?
That's you just say you use it. That's it. There might
Okay.
be a place to mark it off in your. I don't know if you've got like
Oh,
a
there
token
is.
you can tick
Yeah.
down. Yeah.
All right. So.
But is there
I
anything? Is there anything you want to describe about your blade song? Is there anything in particular? Do you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So work in progress, but as Asmodee kind of closes her eyes and steals herself, her arcane focus kind of flares up in a kind of bright red glow. You can see it kind of trickle down onto the tip of her blade and kind of speckle onto her hands and feet specifically to kind of instill a sense of heightened agility, so to speak.
Nice.
Wait, I think. Yeah, and increases walk speed by 10 feet. So that's up to 40.
Nice.
So
kind of speed up.
Asmodee would then. How do you guys like snap it?
Right click.
click.
As you're holding left click, you right click.
Shit, I'm on laptop. Let me turn on my mouse.
Click.
All right.
So you're approaching the beast though.
I would be going towards this one right here. Yeah.
Yeah, you have more than enough speed to do
Yeah.
so.
Oh my god, I'm dragging. All right, cool. That would be 30. So.
You can move diagonals as well.
Yeah,
Same
you got
amount.
more than enough. What would you like to? Are you going to just attack
Okay.
it?
So now what I would want to do is use green flame, and is that broken?
So I
right
think
now?
is Green Flame Blade not a bonus action?
No.
Is
Yeah.
it an action cantrip that you make an attack then?
Yeah, I
Uh,
can make
okay.
an attack combined with the cantrip. Is that what it
Yes.
is? All right, cool.
I think it's
Yeah.
Booming Blade that's a bonus action. They confused me. Never mind. Yes. Okay, go for it.
So is it just a flat 4 modifier?
At this level, yes.
Okay. So I use green flame blade as I don't know how I would call that out. I guess I just I would
No, you just say you're using it. You got to make an attack roll though. Is there a different
Yeah.
button for an attack roll on D&D Beyond?
act.
No, you just
Yeah,
need
there
to
is.
use your weapon attack.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So go
It's
make a
right
weapon
here.
attack. So, as you guys are now completely surrounding this, I would say you could get the flanking bonus, which is a +2 to hit, which would just enable you to make this hit.
Okay. So as I ready my attack, I kind of mutter some incantations to myself as a piercing green flame shoots from the tip of my spear. Asmodee would then just thrust it at the wolf in
Sure.
a kind of agile kind of motion.
In case any of you guys are wondering, we've given him a finesse spear for his roleplay.
Yeah.
Okay, you want to roll damage on your spear for us? Just click spear in chat there and roll 20.
Okay.
Perfect. Is this two-handed?
No, it's supposed to be
Or-
one-handed.
It's supposed to be, okay. One-handed
one-
then, so 6 plus the 4, so 10 total. The creature cries out as the flames lick against it, your weapon piercing into it. It's looking extremely wounded at this point. It's just a one attack. I think you just get one for now.
Yeah, I only
use
get
your
one because I
bonus.
use my bonus action.
Perfect. So is that your turn?
Can I disengage? Or I can
Disengage is an action.
Okay, never mind then.
Some rogues or some get it as a bonus action, but not you.
Okay, so I just stay here then. That's my turn.
Sure. Okay. That'll bring us down to Bricktop. You can see this wolf is nearing its end. Did I miss someone?
No, I was just gonna ask for clarification.
Yes.
Asmodee, your AC is 17,
Right now it's supposed to be 21, yeah.
right? But how is it 17?
Because of the bonuses to what's it called? Bonuses from dexterity because of light armor and
So
and
what's
And
your
blade singing.
dex modifier?
dex modifier is 3.
And then what armor are you wearing?
Light armor.
Light, no, but there's studded leather, I would imagine you're wearing, which is 12 plus dex mod, which would make it 15, not 17. So let's just double check quickly.
Yeah.
But then there's the bonus from blade singing.
Which would bring it to
Yeah.
19, not 21.
Okay. Yeah.
Unless there might be something I'm misunderstanding.
I'm
just
not
gonna.
sure.
It's
'Cause
all good. It's all good.
Yeah.
If you want, you can share your D&D
Am I-
Beyond character
He's
on
given it to
Discord.
me. That's fine. I'll take a look.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I made this with that other DM. So
No stress.
like I said, this is my first time kind of
Yeah,
using
yeah.
this class in general.
No worries. It takes a little getting used to.
Yeah.
I've looked playing as well, so I'm trying to kind of understand everything with it too.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I get an innate bonus from intelligence as well for being spell song.
No, only while you're singing itself.
Okay.
So hold on. I'm not going to mess with this too much because I'm not familiar with this platform.
Okay.
Oops, I just pasted it to you. I'll put it in for chat. Can you see anywhere where it says your armor? I can't find that on your page.
Armor is on the left. It just says light armor.
Okay. Yeah, I imagine it's
It's right
studded
below
leather.
senses.
So that's
Yeah.
12 plus your dex mod. So that's going to mean with a 3 dex, you're going to be 15. So up to 19 now. All right.
Okay.
No problem. That's why,
Can I
unless
change that? Or
you guys, you probably should be able to.
Let me see.
When I
It is
click
saying,
armor class, it says 10 armor plus 3 dex bonus plus 4 misc.
yeah,
It's
it
saying,
is saying that you're not wearing any armor as well. You don't have any armor on.
yeah, and you got a
Oh,
constant
yeah,
blade
yeah.
singing bonus.
Yeah.
So that's where you're getting your 17 from. Okay, that makes sense.
So you need to get, because I imagine you should have had some armor with your starting armor. So you should so you should add some light armor. I believe the ones you get is studded leather, right? I forget for light armor.
How do I even change this shit? That DM did it for me. You guys can continue while I try to.
Yeah, no stress. We know what it is for now. Okay, so who was actually
All
next? Bricktop. What were you doing?
Bricktop is going to where is it? Tasha's hideous laughter at the wolf that's being surrounded.
Okay.
Oops, wrong one. No. Okay, that's fine.
Wisdom.
Yep.
That's another fail. Not very wise, these wolves. So it's going to become incapacitated. Now, a creature of your choice that you can see. Yes, it doesn't have to understand your language. All right.
Mm-hmm. And that actually, you know what? I'm going to inspire Dead.
Okay,
let's see.
thanks.
By saying on Siabsungkoh we found Twinga. I don't know what rhymes with Twinga. I'm dealing with frustration, but here's your inspiration. Twinga, Twinga, Twinga.
Okay.
And that's for just attack rolls, or
Attack,
ability checks.
ability, or saving throw.
okay?
D6.
Is that your turn?
Yes.
Okay, so we get to the wolf's turn, which is kind of collapsing. You hear these hacking coughs from it. I'm not sure the wolf's ability to actually laugh, but the creature is effectively incapacitated. And as the other one is kind of limping forward, and both of them have kind of ceased combat for the moment, we will break initiative here for the time being. As yes.
I will mention that the charmed effect is only for 1 minute, so if we should. My best guess is we should put our offerings down and try and get out of here before the effects disappear.
Well, as you do see, you hear the sound of another large creature entering the area. Let's see here. In fact, moving from around this large tree in the background, a creature that maybe some of you have heard the description of before. Let's get this on the map layer for you. A large beast. Not large. Okay, technically huge as far as size categories go. Stepping out from behind the tree, and I'm just trying to find the handout for you. Salted Legacy. Here we are. You see the representation of the forest spirit Amat'Tul. This kind of lion-like creature, leaves covering its bodies like scales. So you can see these various vines coming off of its head, and as it moves, it has the strangest gait as being a creature of nature. It is not a flesh and blood being. You can see new legs constantly emerge from its chest to kind of push forward. As it's moving, the older legs retract back up into the body, almost like this strange caterpillar, millipede, centipede-like effect, as it pretty easily flows over the water and the ground and up onto the ledge here. Enough! And this deep bellow in the language you can understand kind of echoes across the valley here. You see the wolves flinching like pups and kind of cringing away from the sound, backing away from you guys. You see the figure of Amat'Tul standing tall. This kind of this denizen, this forest spirit, one of the more powerful figures that you've heard of in Siabsungkoh. The land has suffered enough. It needs time to heal. The spirits are at unrest, and man has lost contact with nature. And you can see at this, the wolves kind of turn and flee. Is there anything you're doing to stop that? Okay.
Asmodee would want to, but she realizes the gravity of the situation of would it be like considered a deity?
No, not that powerful. A local culmination of the essence of the land, more like. It's still very powerful, don't get me wrong, but not on the level of a deity.
At this this powerful forest spirit, she simply just kind of spit on the floor and slowly sheath her spear.
We have come-
give the fleeing bear wolf thing 1 point of health with loud hands as it runs past.
Okay. Fair enough. Take note of this. And
We have come to make offerings on our own behalf and on behalf of others. May we offer them to you?
You see the creature nods its head in acceptance. Leave them upon the stone, kind of indicating the rock here with one of its paws emerging from its chest to kind of point and then rest on the ground.
Grush places the portion of shrimp cake wrapped in leaves from the shrimp competition and gives a bow to the forest spirit, and he'll help put the other offerings that the farmers wanted placed.
So you see
Yes,
he
and
jumps down. Yes, Katara?
Katara would place her offerings there and do basically the same thing as, kind of kneel before the spirit and then just go back to where she's standing.
All right. You see this vast figure leaping down, kind of these strange, almost like battle tank tread legs emerging and getting reabsorbed into the body as it lands pretty deftly into the water, looking down, sniffing at your tributes. You see it eats up the squid cake and lets out a bit of a roar into the surrounding air. You kind of flinch back for a moment. It has been forever since I have had Sid Squid's trusty leek shrimp cakes. I thank you. They were voted best dish during the festival last year. You see the preamble drop. The creature actually seems pretty friendly, surprisingly. Kind of shakes its mane, and you can see little plants and leaves drop down into the stream below to be swept away. And you appear to be visitors to the land. I smell a foreign scent on you.
Great right. I am Ambassador Ogrush from the realm of Waterdeep by way of the Radiant Citadel. Can you tell us what ails these creatures that attacked us? Clearly, they are troubled by something.
They are thrown into upset by the imbalance that comes across the land of Siabsungkoh. The wilds threaten in, and what little life we have leaks away as those turn from nature and instead to commerce and to wealth making and to the production and decimation of our natural land.
Is there anything we can do to help bring back the balance?
Two great spirits are close to falling over the edge. The carp of the lake and the deer of the plains. If you seek these beasts out, impeach on them, find out what is ailing them, and try to set things right.
Do you know where we can find such spirits?
He looks confused for a moment, thinking they have left their normal grounds. As for the water spirit, I'm just getting back to the map so I can remind myself here. The Lynx River would be a good place to start. I don't think it is far gone enough yet to have left the area completely. And look to the fields to the north of the Densing Night Market for the deer. So I'll mark these spots on your map.
You said the carp and the deer, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay.
And Digit is gonna take a knee and thank the spirit for trying to maintain the balance within the land.
Do this for the land. The land will return to you what you have gifted to it. Let the people of the night market know they stray a razor's edge. Let them walk the edges of the canyon. Let them take in the desolation of the outer world. And let's see if they would welcome it here.
We will make sure to let them know.
Creature nods with kind of a dismissive snort. Unless there's anything anyone else says, it turns around to begin walking back behind the tree.
Yes, Katara would.
Go ahead.
Katara would say one last thing. The other reason we have made this journey is to release these creatures back into their normal home. If we leave them here, can you direct them to their proper living area?
He leans in a bit closer. You can see the neck kind of stretch slightly in an almost sinuous manner. Nothing too extreme, but kind of getting a bit closer as he takes them in. Was there something someone wanted to say there?
Yes. Is there a way down the opposite side of the mountain that will lead us closer to the plains and to the Lynx River?
Okay, so well, let's get to the first question here as he sniffs in. Windlings. It has been a while since they have graced the peak of Avern Mountain. They may find respite here in the grove. It would do good to bring more life back to this place. They will be safe here. I will see to it.
Okay, so open up the cage and pour out the last of the persimmons.
Nice. And they go crazy, kind of jumping onto them, grabbing as much as they can. One tries to take into the air, but he's just way too encumbered and drops to the ground. Ends up kind of skittering into a bush nearby, out of sight.
Did we give out the fruits yet?
He said he kind of just upended the basket of persimmons, the fruits.
Oh.
Is that alright? Are you going to stop that, or you want to do something else?
Yeah, we what's it called? Well, Asmodee would look over to who did it again?
That was Katara, the tabaxi.
Katara. She'd look over and with the offhanded comment say that we were supposed to keep some of those for ourselves.
No, these are different fruits. These are different fruits.
Oh.
Yeah, these
I
are fruits
thought
given
we-
specifically from the night market to kind of lure these creatures because it's their favorites.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I mean, they just gorge themselves and get the hell out of there. You see them kind of splitting off into the Avern Mountain valley here as the creature looks back towards you. What is the name? Amat'Tul. As for your second question, you may find a river leading off to the east. Following this will give not an easiest path, but not a deadly one. This should shorten your trek down to the plains.
Thank you, Great Spirit.
Before the group leaves the area, Bricktop will kind of approach where the offerings were laid and pull out his nice looking golden wineskin and just pour a little bit on the stone there, just as his personal offering.
Before we leave as well, Asmodee would remember that, or she remembered that she had one of the fruits from the monkey mass farm that she promised she would give. So she pulled it out of her pack and laid it near where the other offerings were dumped out onto.
Nice.
I thought I was going to leave a picture because it's not food.
A picture of what?
I don't know. This check. It depends on the role.
Okay.
This way people can get a short rest as well if they want one.
14, yeah. Not so bad. Do you have any subject in particular?
If I paint him like the big ancient creature, can I have advantage because it's an awe-inspiring thing that I'd probably never see again? And I'm giving it straight to him anyway. So
I'd say that's fair. Are you trying to fish for that natural 20 there?
a little bit. Was it noticeable? I didn't know if it was noticeable.
So you put down your offering, which is a masterpiece, kind of a smile is wiped off your face, along with a tear on your cheek as you say goodbye to this piece of art. But knowing that you've released it into the world is enough. And as you all turn to maybe sit on the edge of the valley and have a bit of a rest before you head out, you see a vine kind of slink out and grab the fruit and the painting and retreat behind the tree.
A fine connoisseur, eh?
And just before you leave, Makari, you look back one more time and you see that it looks like it's been pinned to the tree with a thorn.
You made it
Okay,
on the
cut.
fridge.
Nice.
There is
But-
one question I have for our new person. Are you wearing any indication of your background?
Me?
Yes.
No. I kind of just got dumped into the deep end, and I asked Nate if it was okay if I could just work on that after this, so I could kind of get a feel of actually role playing and kind of seeing how it works.
Oh, okay. Because
Yeah.
you're an adjoining background to me.
From the commander.
So
Oh, Strixhaven. You both Strixhaven.
yes, you're from a different college. So you may not have
Okay.
anything showing, but Makari definitely has a pin that would designate him a member of the Prismari College.
Okay. We can get
Interesting.
together after this in DMs, and we can brainstorm if you want.
Nice.
Sure. Because he was gonna just make an off the cuff comment and just ask how Shadrix is doing, which you won't know, but we can discuss it. It's fine.
Yeah,
Nice.
we'll talk about it.
All right, well, gentlemen, to be honest, I am getting quite a bad pulsing headache, and I'd like to end a bit early if that's all right with you guys.
Yeah, it's
Yeah, no,
fine.
this
Yeah,
is
that's
a
no
good
problem.
question.
Yeah.
We can have a bit of a longer one next time to make up for it, but otherwise, I hope you all had fun. And as for our new player, if you're not going to join us, which is obviously fine, just let me know in a message during the week. Otherwise, it's good to have you.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I like this. This is good. I think I
Cool.
think I might.
Awesome.
Well, welcome
Fantastic.
aboard, Dan,
Great.
and
Indeed.
For
hope
sure.
you had a fun first session.
I hope
I
you don't
did.
leave. I already have a limerick for you. So
I just don't know
Well,
how I'm gonna
guys.
tell the other dungeon master that helped me. It's gonna be awkward. I feel like. Even though I didn't.
I'm gonna
notice
go.
it.
I'm gonna go pound some paracetamol. I'll see you guys later. Cheers, guys.
Yeah,
Alright.
see you, man.
Take care. Feel better.
Take care, Nate.
See you guys next week. Good session. Thank you.
all right.
Yeah. See you, man.
Yep.
Who's the Strixhaven person?
Me.
All right.
It's alright. I can stay for a bit if you want to have a chat.
Yeah.
I have no pressing concern.
For sure.
I'll see you guys next week.
Take it
Later.
easy.
So what kind of is Strixhaven about? I kind of just picked it because